We are told if 4x squared plus 9 is equal to 25 and x is greater than 0, what is the value of x? And they've given us 5 choices here. So like always, pause this video and see if you can answer this on your own. Okay, now let's do it together. And so we have this equation here, and you might recognize this, that if you have a term here that's dealing with an x squared, this is officially a quadratic equation, which is a very fancy word, but it's really just an equation where we have an x being raised to a second power like this. Now let's just rewrite it and think about how we would go about solving it. Now, quadratic equations can get quite involved, but in the praxis, they tend to be pretty straightforward. What we really want to do is isolate the term that has the x in it, and maybe we want to isolate it on the left-hand side, and then we can think about how to solve for x. So if we just want to have the 4x squared here on the left, we'd want to get rid of this 9. The best way to get rid of that 9 is to subtract 9. But of course, in order to maintain the equality, you have to do whatever you do to the left, you have to do to the right. And so we are going to be left with, on the left-hand side, the 9's cancel out, and so you just have 4x squared is equal to, and on the right-hand side, 25 minus 9 is equal to 16. Now, if we want just an x squared on this left-hand side, the best thing to do would be divide by 4. But of course, if we want to maintain the equality, we'd have to do the same thing on the right-hand side. And so we get, on the left-hand side, x squared is equal to, and on the right-hand side, 16 divided by 4 is equal to 4. And so you could say, you could either just try to think through, well, what number squared is equal to 4? Or, and this is where you have to be careful, you would say x is equal to the plus or minus square root of 4. Now, what is the square root, or some people would call it the principal root of 4? Well, that's going to be 2. So we would say x is going to be plus or minus 2. And you might have been able to get that just from this step right over there. Now, you might say, hey, I just see a 2. Where is the negative 2? But they tell us that x is greater than 0. So we know that x is going to be positive 2. So it's going to be this choice right over there.